Hey guys, it's Clarissa, and today we're going to talk about something that we can all relate to. I'm pretty sure most of us at some point in our life have been on, both sides of the equation. Either we have borrowed some money or we have lent someone some money. Lent someone. So today we're going to talk about my top 10 rules when it comes to the subject of utang. Number 1, magme-message ka lang kapag mangungutang ka. Now, for me, this is an absolute no-no. Like, first of all, like the nerve of you. So, these might be the people who ka-work mo siya dati or, I don't know, schoolmate, diba? So, you used to be friends, you used to be close maybe, and then you just kind of drifted apart. You no longer hang out, you don't really make time for each other. You just kind of vanished from each other's lives, diba? And you may be friends on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, but you don't really talk. So as in, wala talagang paramdam, right? As in, you don't talk, you don't hang out, nothing. And then all of a sudden, you get this message na, they need some money and they need some help. For me, like, I know people can get really, really desperate. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I get that. But for me, like, I would never, ask, people for money if I know that they're no longer in my life. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I would probably exhaust all of my other options first, like my immediate family, right? Like maybe my sister, my mom, And how would you feel, diba? Na kung ikaw, as the one who's going to lend the money, diba? How would you feel? Na parang magme-message na lang sila pag may kailangan, diba? Parang nakaka-off lang, diba? It's very off-putting na parang walang message, walang paramdam, walang anything, nothing at all, and then all of a sudden they would just message you just because they need something from you. No. Number 2 is explaining the purpose of why you need to borrow some money. Now, this might not be super important to everyone. For me, it's just, good to know. I guess just like getting a general sense of why they need the money in the first place and what they're going to use it for. Doesn't need to be super detailed. Number 3 is super important. It is giving a time on when you're going to pay them and also how you're going to be paying them. So, as the person na nangungutang, diba? You want to tell them, you want to have an agreement on when mo sila mababayaran, diba? You want to have that agreement before they actually loan you the money. Give them a date, right? And also explain to them how you're going to be paying for it. For example, you just got a new job, and yung sahod mo parang sa, diba, sa akin pa. So parang you just kind of need some money for now because na short ka and you're gonna be able to pay them back once nakasahod ka na. Just to kind of give them, a sense of comfort and confidence na you will have the means to pay them at a certain date. Number 4 is magkusa, magbayad. 'Di ba? Wag nang mag-antay na singilin pa. Yung iba naman kasi parang, yun? Parang, kung hindi pa sisingilin, parang kalimutan na lang. Kapal naman ng festness, 'di ba? Huwag ka na mag-antay na i-message ka pa na magbayad ka, 'di ba? Unahan mo na. Number 5 is magbayad on time, if not earlier. If you can pay them earlier than the time that you have agreed upon, then much better, right? Huwag mo nang antayin na doon mo pa sila babayaran sa pinagkasunduan yung date. If kaya mo na bayaran now, then do it. It's just like a bill, diba? Parang pag nagbabayad tayo ng bill sa Meralco or internet, diba? I mean, some people, I guess, pay on the day, but alam mo yun, babayaran mo rin naman eventually, right? Mawawala din naman sa yung pera. Why not do it now instead of magastos mo pa, diba? Ako personally, pag ako nangutang, tas sumahod ako, unang-unang babayaran ko is utang. For me, kasi that's a bill, right? It's just like, my other bills, like my electricity, my internet, my Netflix, bill siya, diba? Kasi it's not mine, and I have to pay for that. So, if you can pay earlier, the better. Number 6 is staying true to your word. Now, this is very important when it comes to borrowing money because you want to build that trust, right? You want to build that relationship of confidence with whoever it is that you're borrowing money from. If you have a date that you agreed upon, right? You have this date na, okay, babayaran kita by this date. Make sure that you pay them on that day, if not earlier. If you miss that day, if parang na-delay yung bayad mo, minus points na yon, di ba? Na parang dun sa nagpautang sa'yo, parang ay, alam mo yon, parang ay, hindi na pala nagbabayad to on time. Di ba? What if yung inutangan mo, inaasahan din talaga yung pera on that day, di ba? Malay mo talagang may paggagamitan din sila for on that day kasi nga yun yung napag-agrihan nyo, di ba? So parang na-compute na nila yung budget nila and they were expecting that money to come in on that day. So isipin nyo rin yun, di ba? Isipin nyo rin yung pinag-utangan nyo na parang baka sila din, di ba? May paggagamitan nun. Pagka nagbayad ka naman ng bill, di ba? Pagka sobrang late, ano mangyayari? Putol kuryente mo, di ba? They're not gonna wait for you. They're just gonna cut you off. And, you know, there should be a sense of urgency when it comes to paying back the money that we borrowed, diba? Dapat inuuna natin yan, hindi hinuhuli. It should be the first thing that you pay for above anything else that you have on your plate. Diba? Kasi it's not yours. Diba? Hindi sa atin yon. Hindi sa yung pera na yon. You have to give it back. Number 7 is magsabi na maaga if there would be changes on your payment terms. Sometimes, you know, there are really things that happen that we can't control. Diba? Meron talaga mga changes. Ako, nangyari to sa akin. So, nangutang ako dun sa friend ko and then we kind of agreed na I would pay her every Friday kasi parang every week yung sahod ko. However, there has been a change sa sahod ko. So, parang naging every Wednesday siya, which is good, diba? Mas earlier. However, there was an adjustment period na 1 week. So, parang for 1 week, hindi ko siya mababayaran. And at the same time, nagbago na yung day of payment ko, which is Wednesday. So the moment that you know that there would be changes on your payment terms, say it as soon as you can. The earlier, the better. Para lang, alam mo yon, they know what's up. Di na sila asa na, you know, you would pay on that day. Just inform them as soon as you can. Don't leave them out of the blue. Huwag mong i-assume na okay lang yon, na it's not a big deal, babayaran mo rin naman, mag-wait lang sila. No. You have to make them up to date. Number 8 is including the transfer fee sa utang mo. Now, this is a very, very, very small thing, right? I don't think a lot of people actually care about this. But for me, kasi, di ba yung inutangan mo, nowadays, people are just using online banking, wire transfer, di ba, GCash, Paymaya. So parang digital na kasi yung pag-transfer ng pera ngayon, no? So, pag GCash to GCash, di ba, walang bayad. Pero pag like, kunyari, bank transfer, may kaltas yun na, 15, 25 pesos. It's a very, very small amount, right? So it's, you know, it's not a big deal. Pero for me, kasi nabawasan kasi yung inutangan mo, di ba? They pay that amount to transfer you the money. Tapos pag binayaran mo sila, ikaw din may kaltas din sa'yo, of course. Pero sa kanila, parang, di ba, who would pay that? Who would give that back to them? Kasi that's the amount that was deducted to them just to send you the money para mapautang kanila. And you should be the one to include that sa bayad mo. So whatever your original utang is, just add the transfer fee on top of that and include that sa bayad mo. We're all different when it comes to money, di ba? Malay mo, sobrang importante rin sa kanila yon, di ba? Number 9 is saying thank you. Yung iba kasi na parang, alam mo yon, parang sila na nga yung nangutang. Tapos pag nagbayad sila, parang, parang feeling nila, oh, yan na ha, binayaran na kita. Parang, tapos yung magta-thank you pa yung nagpautang. Diba? Wherein, in fact, you should be the one thanking them for, you know, lending you the money, diba? And doing you a favor. And they should be the one telling you you're welcome. Diba? They really don't have to thank you. Some people do because, you know, they're polite, decent human beings. But in reality, you should be the one saying thank you to them. Number 10 is probably the most important one. Number 10 is, magbayad ka! Magbayad ka, Day. Okay? Huwag magnanakaw. Kasi, if you borrowed money, I'm pretty sure you told them when and how you're gonna pay them, diba? And if you did that without any kind of plan on actually paying them back, then you are a liar, you are manipulative, and you are a thief, right? You're a criminal. I mean, legally you're not, because you kind of legally stole money, diba? You gained the person's trust, diba? You deceived them, you manipulated them. You told a story, a lie on how you're gonna be, paying them back and blah, 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 blah. You might have been a good actor or actress when it comes to that because they actually loan you the money. Pero kung wala ka talagang intention na magbayad, na parang, alam mo yon, kakalimutan mo na lang, maglalaho ka na lang, kapal na lang ng mukha mo, girl or kuya. Diba? Parang the nerve of you, like the audacity of you, parang taking money from someone, pinaghirapan ng tao yon, diba? Pinagtrabahuhan nila yon. Who knows, diba? They might need that money for their own personal use as well. They might not be rich, diba? Na baka talagang gusto lang nila makatulong sa'yo, so parang pinautang ka nila, thinking na you would pay them back. But, in reality, hampas lupa ka, hayop ka, walang hiya ka. Wala ka naman palang balak magbayad in the first place, diba? Even if it has been years, sabihin natin ang syupal ng Festlock mess, diba? Na parang kinalimutan mo na talaga. So, medyo taon na yung nakalipas, no? Ano naman? So, porket matagal na, hindi mo nababayaran? Kalimutan na lang, gano'n. Parang, matagal na dead man na yun. Wow. Kapal na mukha mo. Diba? Bayaran mo. If you're watching this right now, bayaran mo na yung utang mo. Magbago ka na, Diyos ko. Pera pa din yun, no? Especially right now na dami naghihirap. We can all use the money. Magbayad kayo ng utang, okay? Huwag kayong magnanakaw. I'm pretty sure na kahit matagal na panahon na yung lumipas, kahit na it's been years, if you reach out to whoever it is na inutangan mo, na parang, oh, I'm sorry, I know it took a long time, but here you go, I'm finally paying you back. I'm pretty sure they would be happy. That would put a smile on their face because that's like money they thought they never knew was coming back to them, right? Money that they thought they knew they would never see again. So do that, okay? And try to be a better human being and stop fucking stealing people's money, bitch. And those are my top 10 rules when it comes to utang. Thank you guys for watching and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye guys.